Why the U.S. can't scale post-disaster housing partnerships. In the aftermath of hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, and wildfires, the U.S. continues to face the same challenge: rebuilding housing quickly and equitably. While public-private partnerships, PPPs, have become a reliable tool for infrastructure, powering new transportation corridors, flood control systems, and water treatment facilities, this model remains elusive for housing recovery. Infrastructure success, housing stagnation. When bridges collapse or levees fail, PPPs often step in to help. The Fargo-Moorhead Area Diversion Project is one leading example, a large-scale flood control PPP delivering a 30-mile diversion channel and embankment to protect the Fargo-Moorhead metro area. But when disaster strikes residential areas, rebuilding lags. Entire communities in Louisiana, California, and Florida are still waiting for permanent homes years after major storms and fires. The difference lies in how money flows and policies align. The structural barriers. Three main challenges make post-disaster housing PPPs nearly impossible to scale. No sustainable revenue stream. Transportation and water systems can generate user fees or tolls, offering predictable returns for investors. Housing, especially low or moderate income developments, does not. Without ongoing revenue or significant state subsidies, private partners have little incentive to participate. Complex equity requirements. Housing recovery is more than construction. It's about affordability, relocation, and long-term protection for vulnerable residents. These social and equity requirements add layers of compliance that most infrastructure PPPs don't face. Fragmented procurement systems. Many states lack the pre-approved procurement frameworks that make infrastructure PPPs possible. Housing programs are split among multiple agencies: emergency management, housing finance, community development, with limited coordination or authority to enter into fast-track partnerships. In short, the business model, mission, and bureaucracy rarely align. Early experiments. Some states are testing new approaches. For instance, after the 2021 Kentucky tornadoes, the state partnered with private developers to build nearly 1,000 rental units across affected counties. While not a formal PPP, it demonstrates how hybrid models can accelerate recovery without waiting for federal funds. Meanwhile, the MIT Humanitarian Supply Chain Lab is researching modular, pop-up housing manufacturing systems that could enable pre-authorized PPP-style delivery models. These systems are already used internationally, but have yet to be widely deployed in the U.S. Toward a scalable model. To make disaster housing PPPs viable, experts suggest a mix of policy, financing, and design reforms. Establish pre-authorized PPP frameworks for housing, similar to transportation infrastructure offices. Integrate resilience-based building codes that attract insurers and investors seeking climate-aligned projects. Develop state-backed disaster housing funds modeled after infrastructure banks. Expand incentives for modular and factory-built construction, which can rapidly scale during recovery. Such measures could draw private capital into post-disaster rebuilding without undermining affordability or accountability. The bottom line: the U.S. can build flood barriers and toll bridges through PPPs, but until it treats disaster-resilient housing as critical infrastructure, communities will continue to face long, uneven recoveries. Climate disasters are accelerating. The existing rebuild from scratch approach is no longer sustainable. To truly rebuild communities, not just infrastructure, policymakers will need to bridge the gap between public purpose and private capacity. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites presented by E+E Leader. For partnership opportunities, reach out to a member of our team.